Hey guys, welcome back to another fantastic week here at FetchQuest. Just having a good week, enjoying more of that quarantine. Yelvin, did you want to catch us up?
I would love to. So, last time we began with a battle against these floating lightning rocks all throughout this area, in which we, through a few lucky rolls, uh, managed to avoid the worst of it, dealt with them, and proceeded deeper into this cavernous system, where we found a bunch of magically engineered mushrooms, if I recall correctly, made by the same mage that wrote Kara's journal, more or less. Not a lot of information in that journal about them, other than that they were definitely made for a purpose. One of two, potentially. However, as we were going through this area, we discovered the Thunderweave that we required and a statue to a god of martyrs. I think that was what it was. And figured out that by giving sacrifice or tribute to this statue in the form of the thunderweed that we had collected, we were able to open up a secret entrance to what appeared to be a mirror that had chained a knight long, long ago, to the point where the knight was now nothing more than a shriveled up husk in armor. And after some very tense debating and good arguments on both sides, for why we should and why we shouldn't interact with this mirror, we decided to put a pin in it for later, and thus left victorious in our current task, as the plants we required are in our possession, and we began to make our way back to the vampire capital.
So, you guys do manage to make your way back, no difficulties at all, and you guys do manage to make it back, and you do enter in the Fallen Keep. Is there anywhere specifically that you'd like to go?
Well, first, we should probably go try to meet up with our butler contact or whatever. Because I assume we should probably not be just walking in on a vampire lord.
Sure. So you guys go to your rooms, which is where you see him the most, and he is indeed he's indeed walking from one of the rooms with like some various like dusters, some cloths, just some cleaning supplies in hand. He looks at you guys. Oh, welcome back.
We have completed all the tasks put out in front of us, and we've collected all the things you need. If you could summon the Lord whenever he is convenient, that would be appreciated.
Oh, well, so the Lord did leave further instructions. If you could give me the items, I will bring them to the Lord, and we will see where.
Can I insight check that?
Absolutely.
God damn it.
As far as you can tell, I mean, this guy seems legit.
Alright, I hope it's not too much. I'll take out the thunderweed and the blood moss, whatever it was, and give it to him.
Are you giving him the thunderweed or thunderweave?
Thunderweave.
Gotcha.
The one that we were actually supposed to give him and not the poison.
Cool. So he collects the materials from you and opens up a bag and slides them inside. Thank you so much. As soon as the Lord requires your presence, I shall let you know. Thank you. And disappears down the hall.
But, all right. No further instructions. All right. Well, I guess we just wait then, I guess. You can go do your research that I really would like you all to do.
Very well.
Yes.
So
that's where we're going then, I guess.
excellent. So you guys go to the bottom floor of the library, I'm assuming. And what are y'all researching?
I would like to research the martyr. Specifically the weeping whatever the actual other name that I don't know him by. Because I assume that's most likely what he's known by in these parts.
Cool. Okay. Go ahead and throw a religion check for me.
Sure.
So you don't really learn much more than what you already know. It does seem like his information is a little bit more easily accessed, but you'd assume if there's any more like privileged information about him, then it would most likely be on one of the levels of the library you're not allowed to go to yet.
As I assumed.
What's everyone else researching?
I am going to actually try to research folk tales and folklore. Hopefully, trying to look for something older, potentially older than Velirine. If
Cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead and throw an investigation check. Let's see how you do.
Oh.
So you there's a lot of folklore. It does seem to deal with the towers mainly. Apparently there's a few of the dark towers similar to the one that was outside the capital Moroth around the Fallen Keep, and just in that area they're considered unlucky. You don't build near them. If you see one of them walking up, you avoid it. Pretty much everybody gives it a wide berth. Just shit tends to go wrong in these areas. People go missing, items go missing. There was a shorthand account of somebody who claimed that when they walked by the tower, when they went missing for about a week, and they said they were just walking, and a week had passed.
see,
Who's
I'm
next?
going to jot that down.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about what the fuck I wanted to research.
Almakos will research also any information on the Weeping Martyr, if there's any hints about what they had discovered down below, like the secret chamber. Short of that, just any further, if you can find any information possibly on Velirine or the entity that he is familiar with.
Sure. Make a religion check. Come on, roll 20. So you don't find much about your entity. Honestly, doesn't really seem to be anything about it in there. However, you do find a book that seems like it was misplaced, and it is about the Weeping Martyr. Apparently, one of the stories about the Weeping Martyr is that instead of being just one man, they were a group of knights that would essentially act as the last line of defense for some long forgotten kingdom that you can assume is Velirine. And that apparently one night all of this the Order of the Weeping Martyr just completely disappeared.
Interesting.
Now, the book is written in more of a fairy tale format, but judging from how delicately it's taken care of, it seems that at least one person seems to hold this book in higher regard than others. And it looks like it was specifically put aside, almost like it was hidden away.
Is Zahn nearby?
You guys are all in the same library.
Just gonna kind of get Zahn's attention without trying to get any of the caretakers' attentions. And
Really, the skeletons don't seem to be paying you guys any attention.
cool. Zahn, you might be interested in this book.
Okay, what is it?
It's about the Weeping Martyr, and it seems to have been a book that was misplaced, I gather. As it seems more delicately taken care of than most of the other books in here.
All right, I will take a look over it.
Information regurgitation, there you go.
Yes. Please repeat all of that so I can actually take notes now.
Sure.
I was going to take notes, and I was like, what if he doesn't tell me? Then I was like, oh, darn, now he's telling me.
Cool. So the Weeping Martyr, it's from the gist of this fairy tale story. It looks like the Weeping Martyr was not just one person. It may have been, in fact, a whole order of knights. And then one day they just vanished. And they were supposedly, from the way the fairy tale hints, they were the last line of defense for some long forgotten kingdom.
Interesting. God. I'm trying to go back to my notes. If we had any idea what the batch of knights the S guy was a part of.
I believe you guys did find out they were called the Guardians.
Yes. Does it mention anything about the Guardians in here?
It doesn't seem to mention the Guardians. In fact, it seems very vague in general.
Okay. Well, this is rather interesting. It does change a fair bit of my understanding of... I'm forgetting my own patron's name. Curus. But it's not a whole lot more than just vagueness that gives me more questions than answers, like everything else we've found so far, so... That, and it tells me nothing about the sacrifice we found. Other than that might be the reason why they're gone.
I didn't find anything about that, unfortunately.
We'll just have to wait and see what the Lord wants us to do, and hopefully he won't want too much, because I'd much rather be in that upper library at the moment. So maybe we'll get some real answers.
And Kara, did you figure out what you wanted to study?
Can I see if, like, sacrifices are a common thing up here? Would that...
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
So you're not really seeing much about like any active sacrifices. There does seem to be in the history section. It seems like a lot of nations practice sacrifices to either various gods or as a way of getting rid of, let's say, unwanted people in society. But you're not finding any active accounts of anybody actively doing sacrifices right now. But also, you're on the first floor of the library, where they're not really going to say, "Hey, by the way, we do active sacrifices."
Fair. That's fine. I didn't expect much from that.
So after you do your studying, which takes some time, a few hours, there's still no word back yet from the butler.
Unless anyone else has anything they want to do, I'm fine with just hanging out until we get word, since we don't have anything immediate, I would say, we need to have done.
Cool. So
Nothing
you
that
guys
comes to mind.
Cool. So you guys chill in the library for a few hours and start to feel a little bit tired before the butler does end up appearing. Oh, been looking for you guys. The our Lord will thanks you for your generous gift and congratulate you on completing the tasks. They will have more instructions tomorrow.
Alright. Nothing further than that, are we?
Actually, he reaches into his pack and pulls out four what look to be a wooden, just almost like wooden bookmarks with the number 2 scrawled into them. He goes, "Here are your passes to the second floor of the library."
Thank you. That is very useful. And we do
Anything
hope
else?
that we can... no, not at this time. We just hope that we can finish the job for him so that we can get on with what we need to have done.
And he does a small bow and then leaves.
Go ahead and continue.
Excellent. At this point, you've been through a long battle. You've already read a ton of books. At this point, the words are all blurring together, and you're just not able to really focus on any of the pages.
Okay.
I'm going to split my time between further Weeping Martyr investigation search and seeing if by chance on the second level there is any information on Velirine and the Guardians.
Make 2 separate investigation checks. Actually, no. If you're searching for the Weeping Martyr, 1 religion, 1 investigation.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Did Twitch crash?
No, it dropped for a second, but it seems like
Okay.
it's back up.
Cool. It just crashed for me for some weird reason. Cool. So starting with the Weeping Martyr, you find out that from some of the more dusty tomes, through what is a extremely hard to read poem that seems to be littered in just obscure wording, almost like someone was trying to make it difficult on purpose. That the Weeping Martyr might have been a subsection of the Guardians. But there might have been a rift fight something like that could have caused a disagreement in how either side reached their goals, and conflict rose up, and eventually the Weeping Martyr just disappeared overnight. The Guardians, it says the Guardians did search for them, but there was nowhere to be found, and the Weeping Martyr were branded as traitors. Now, you were researching Velirine and what else for the other one?
And the Guardians.
Guardians. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much what you find out from your reading.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Who's next?
I'll go next. I'm similar to before. I'm looking through for any books on like ancient folklore. More or less, I'm trying to find out if there's any mention of like a like folktale figure associated with mirrors, or
Sure.
like anything similar to like what might be behind whatever it is that martyred knight was chained to.
Make an investigation check for me. So, you, while reading, you aren't really finding much about any folklore focused around mirrors that really seem legible. In one book, you're kind of skipping through, and it does get on one of the, in the glossary. No, in the table of contents. That's what it is. I'm smart. In the table of contents, it does have the truth of the mirrors, but when you get to that page, all those pages have been carefully removed from the book. And you read the story behind it. It is the Whispers of the Moon Fog. Apparently, on a certain night every year, the very air around the fallen keep gets very thick and very difficult to breathe, and werewolves will get enraged when they breathe it in. They will instantly shift into their full bestial form, and they seem to almost be invulnerable at this time of year. And from the date inscribed, it looks like it's about 5 or 6 days away is when the moon fog is supposed to hit.
Zahn,
Yes.
I believe there might be a potential situation in approaching, and I'm going to usher Zahn over and point out the mention of the Whispers of the Moon Fog.
That definitely seems like something we should be aware of.
I believe it might have something to do with our quests, potentially.
That's what I was thinking as well.
It seems like there might have been some connection as well to the mirrors. However, and I'm going to show him the parts and where each of the pages have been carefully removed.
Hmm.
Do you
Curious.
suppose might have moved them to the 3rd level? Or do you think they might have destroyed them?
Surely no way to know. I mean, if it's torn out like this, I would assume they destroyed it, but it's possible it was moved. Obviously, no one wants... They don't want someone to read it.
How goes your research? Find anything useful?
Poorly.
All right. Kara, were you studying anything?
I'm gonna look for two things.
Cool.
One, any books in Velirine, like written in Velirine, and also any information they might have on deities matching the host's description.
Cool. Make an investigation check and then a religion check, please. Okay. So you're not finding any books that are written in the same language that you're reading, and the books on Velirine that really mention it are more like theories. There have been other like Velirine artifacts found, but they really haven't been like weapons or anything really with the Velirine engraving. It's more of a mention of an ancient empire, and there's really not much more information that you guys don't either already know or can easily laugh off as being just a ridiculous assumption written by the writer. As for the god matching the host description, you're not really finding a lot of religious books. It almost seems like when you do go to books, like sections where the religion is, when you go up to the Johnny and get that list, what's it called? Where they write down the location of the book, and you go there, it looks like the books are either missing or like they've been shelved over. Like there's not books in the section that the list is saying there are.
What a poorly maintained library. Jesus. That's all for me.
I couldn't hear that. What?
Oh, no. I'm cursing about the poor maintenance of this fucking library.
Gotcha. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to do?
At this point, Damikos will return from his research. Oh, there you are, Zahn.
I am still in the same place, yes.
Well, going through these books, I found some more information. It seems to correlate with that fantastical fairy tale of a book that's found downstairs.
Okay.
It seems the Weeping Martyr was a possible subset of the Guardians.
That makes a lot of sense and confirms my suspicion.
Yes, and then conflict occurred, and the Weeping Martyr disappeared. Guardians did try searching, but could not find them, and then the Weeping Martyr were branded traitors, according to this book.
Interesting. Still more and more questions. No answers, really. Well, one answer and 6,000 more questions. We need to find that individual who seems to keep changing his form. Who knows a lot about Velirine. I always forget his name.
Probably fake and not worth remembering anyway.
Well, the mayor down in the other town didn't like to remember it either, so you're probably not wrong. Problem is that he probably knows a lot, and we can't seem to find him whenever it's important to find him. So hopefully, whatever we hear tomorrow will at least put us on the right track of finding that individual, so we can move on from this place already.
Shapeshifters.
Are
You don't.
having a thought?
A little. It might be grasping at straws, though.
That's all we got at the moment, so...
I'm curious of this event that I've discovered. This moon fog that's set to descend in a few days. It seems to empower werewolves, at least by mention of this book. Do you think it might have an effect on other shapeshifters?
It's possible, but seems unlikely. I mean, the whole purpose of the moon is that it affects werewolves in some way that I don't fully understand, but that's what I've heard. I don't know how it has any effect on other shapeshifters.
I suppose you're right.
Again, all questions that this man that I have been searching for, and we should now probably put our efforts into searching for than just research, will probably be able to tell us, since he is so well studied in this area, apparently.
And do you think he might be in this library?
Oh, I know he's in this library. I've seen him on multiple occasions. He just is always in areas I can't reach, and constantly changing his form, so he just taunts me. Or using the Johnnies to speak to me, which are also more annoying than him himself.
Can
Not having a mental breakdown.
No.
Can I look up to like the above levels and see if there's anyone who might be like watching us?
Is it taller than just the second floor?
Yeah,
Oh,
it does
fuck.
stretch up to about 4 floors in total.
God damn it.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Knowledge hoarders.
So, taking a look around, even look around on the same floor and below you, you don't really seem to see anybody who's outrightly staring at you. I mean, it fits that most of the workers here are Johnnies, so they don't really seem to be staring at anything. Just kind of like shambling around, but yeah, nothing really seems to be staring directly at you.
Anyways, we have a meeting tomorrow, and we should probably rest before any moon fog falls on us.
Agreed.
Yes, I am as mentally exhausted as I look. Everything in this place makes no sense, and none of it answers any of my questions, and it's gotten me a bit frustrated.
So, you each go off to take a rest and to meet up in the morning. Unless you guys have anything you want to do before then. Cool. So, each of you actually sleep really fitfully. Like, it's nice sleep, minimal dreams. And Domikos, go ahead, roll that D100.
Yay.
And you guys all leveled up.
Yay.
I forgot
Yeah,
we
no.
did that.
And then
Hooray.
level up real quick.
And then, everyone's favorite part, when you guys wake up in the morning, where the hell is it? Here it is. The fuck? Stop it. He's trying to open up dictionary on me. So when you guys wake up in the morning, you find another newspaper, really more of a sheet of papers that have been like with the a strip of leather, 3 strips of leather kind of binding them all together. Oh, almost posted that in the wrong chat. What the hell? Come on. The fuck is going on? Another article by JJJ. And this article reads, Our noble defenders in their battle against the unknown. Our noble heroes silently crept into a decayed tower of a forgotten yesteryear. Deep within the recesses of earth, there lies a forgotten chamber full of a strange pool of purple liquid and illuminated by lightning cascading from the ceiling. Our heroes bravely stepped forth and destroyed the oppressive lightning rods, allowing the lightning to strike at the mysterious crystals in the pool without anything stopping it. As they progressed further through the tunnel in search of more things to free from the shackles of tyranny, they found themselves in a mysterious room with a crumbled statue. After a short and intense ritual, the room lit up with a flash of blinding light. It revealed our Savior's plans to capture all the tyrants who have kept us down for too long and execute them in a ritualistic murder involving what appeared to be a large mirror. They disappeared through a hidden door, all while Donikos peered into an inky orb of pure darkness, glimpsing at visions of the future, hunting for their latest target. Who will our heroes free next? Stick with us to learn more.
No.
Well,
Jesus fucking
that
Christ.
ended well.
This can only end well with the Lord of Tyranny that we are about to talk to.
Nice.
I don't have a good feeling about that one, Morgan.
This might serve our needs somewhat.
So,
Oh,
Damokos,
great.
when
Yeah, that
when you
happens.
wake up, you get violently sick. Black ichor drips from your mouth, and you just are completely nauseated. You don't think you'll be able to hold anything down today.
Ugh.
Is he in a state that he can still like walk around and stuff?
Yeah, he's fine to walk around. He's just feeling extremely sick. You know that feeling you get when you're like, if I eat or drink anything, I'm just gonna throw up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be him all day today.
Ew.
I was gonna offer to hold your hair back if you needed to.
I think I'll be fine. Thank you, though.
Is this because of the orb?
Well, for all I know, it could be something with the food here. Or the drink.
I'm gonna roll an insight check.
Go ahead.
Vampiric food poisoning.
I take it Jovan is the only one in the room with him at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So does Damokos think it's the food and drink?
I mean, at this point, I feel he would.
All right. As far as you can tell, Jovan, it does seem like Damokos is pretty convinced that it's not the orb. It's most likely the food and drink.
And I can see just this black ichor, right?
Yeah.
Must be a tiefling thing.
Racist.
If you need anyone to help you out, like with anything, or if you think some medicine might help, let me know.
Of course, thank you.
And I'm gonna walk out to greet with the others.
Do I notice his sickly state?
I think Damokos is still in the room.
Okay.
I'll head out.
Whenever we actually join up. That's
He
what
might
I-
be.
I'll-
I'm just
I'll head
gonna be
out.
like, Domikos might be suffering from a bout of food poisoning. As a heads up.
I don't believe that.
Aren't we all?
I'm in the room now.
Do I notice?
He does make a medicine check, and you get advantage because he did tell you that he wasn't feeling good.
Oh my god! I haven't rolled above a 10. I haven't rolled above a 10.
Oh.
He looks a little paler than usual, but honestly, nothing really seems out of the ordinary. And Domikos honestly doesn't really seem to take great care of himself in the first. So this could just be a side effect of that.
I mean,
Whatever.
He burns himself. And
Let's just go to our meeting. I don't care. I don't notice anything.
You've read the paper.
I think we all did.
just gonna like look at Zahn and like offer still stands. By the way,
Like
all I'm
I
gonna
said,
say.
I will not tell you to do one thing or the other. You have your own free will, and you can exact it any way you wish. But if
Says
you
the
do,
person
I
who
don't
wants
know
to
you.
make sure I don't light things on fire. Anyways,
This
Okay.
could
This is a
potentially-
single person who has more power than he realizes at the moment. And, like I said, I won't tell you what to do. But if you do it, I don't know you.
seems A different story than what was given from you to me and Kel about certain situations of someone having more power at the time than what he knew what to do with. But anyways, let's continue. By all means.
Really related to the conversation, but I did just learn disintegrate.
Nice.
So, the
Whatever
opposite.
that is, it sounds quite fun to watch.
As long as you're not just randomly using it on buildings, we'll be fine.
I would
on
also like to
buildings?
point out that this might work in our favor. Potentially. Say, pointing to the newspaper story.
Oh yeah.
You can use it on objects, by the way.
I know. I'm not going to. But I know.
I was
I
just
think
being
this is
passive
Disintegrate on
aggressive.
the
For a
newspaper.
specific reason.
Oh my god.
I was just being passive aggressive. But that's fine. Let's just go with our day and get this over with. Because I assume I'm going to need to do a bit of talking around the media.
I mean, to be fair, this might be perfect bait for who we're after.
Is it?
Ow.
They seem very curious. Curious to the point that they're willing to go to very dangerous areas in order to learn more things that might catch their interest. If
Why
they
would-
become curious about this,
Since
they might.
When are
come-
we after
us.
anyone?
I mean, there's one
Who's-
person we're after.
Who?
Our shape-shifting friend.
Oh. If that's actually him, I will be so mad.
Well, no, I'm saying that we have a new mysterious thing that might catch that person's interest, and they might come looking for us. For
I
more
understand now. I understand now. You were putting that out like he was some ne'er-do-well who we really needed to dispose of, and not in the nice way. Not in the sense of this is the person that we're looking for information. But whatever.
I mean, if he's in our way.
If he is him, then I... Let's not think about that right now, because it's making me mad just thinking about it.
He did squeeze through the crack in the door a little too easily, so.
Yes, just... Again, you're making me mad. And I would like to not be mad before we go speak to someone that I need to watch every word that I say to.
If only we knew calm emotions.
I know calm emotions. Cast calm emotions on myself. Let's go do our thing.
Cool. So you go and Dice almost fell off the desk. So you go, and when you grab the door, there's a little bit of resistance. When you let go, the door is pushed open, and there is the butler on the other side with a silver platter covered, like he was bringing you guys breakfast. And he goes, you're all awake and ready. So there is a meeting room on the second floor of the library. Our lord said that while they unfortunately can't meet with you today, there is someone they would like you to speak to and would like to get your opinion on.
All right, that's fine with me.
Is the he looks at Kara, is your friend here? Because I'd rather not get attacked for holding food.
Look at Noodle.
Noodle is still, he's curled up on your bed. Although when he hears the word food, his head does start to raise up a little bit.
Just put it down. He won't attack you.
How big has Noodle gotten?
Noodle he hasn't really seemed to grow very much in the past few days. Or past day.
Stunted growth might be an iron deficiency.
If he stunted growth, I will 100% be okay with that.
And then he just kind of puts the platter down on the table, gives a little bow, and then hurries off. Noodle immediately dives for the platter. And it looks like Noodle's going to be pretty focused on that for a little bit.
Don't eat the metal, buddy.
He's already been crunching through the platter.
That's fine. You need your nutrients.
So, where are you guys off to?
To this meeting room they want us to go to.
Cool. So the meeting room isn't actually very hard to find. If Johnny does point you in the right direction, and you guys are standing outside of just a solid oak door. Doesn't really have any carvings or anything in it. It's a normal oak door with a brass handle.
I will head on inside.
Cool. You open the door, push it open, and there's a long, dark table with several just regular wooden chairs beside them. And sitting at one end, you can't really see who they are because they're holding up what you recognize as the paper that's been writing lovely stories about you guys. But you do see dark gray fingers holding onto the sides of the paper.
Good morning.
The paper goes down, and you guys are looking into the face of a drow. The drow has their right ear is a little notched, but other than that, they seem to be free of any scars of any kind. They go, "Oh, morning. It's a bit early, is it not, for vampires?"
Well, we are not vampires.
Oh, I just thought I would meet with some delegates from the Lord.
We are technically the delegates. Well, I think we were told to come here, and we were to speak with someone from the Lord as well.
Oh, this whole country has some, let's say, different customs.
I would agree with that. Well, if you're just sitting alone, if you'd like a conversation, we can surely have one while we wait as well, since we most likely are meeting with the same person.
Well, I would assume we're meeting with each other.
Well, that could also be the case.
Why else would we be sent to the same room?
Could also just be bureaucracy. I've had it happen before.
Very true. It is a kind of mix-up is almost inevitable when you get different pieces working together. Anyway, I am Ginger, but you can call me Ginny.
Right. I am
And-
Zon Masverick.
Oh, and that means you are Kara, you are Donikos, and you are... And he's going to quickly look back down at the paper. Ah, Joven.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, oh, so you guys are the heroes, freeing this place from the shackles of tyranny.
Apparently, and also not entirely, but yes. We are those same people, though we are not exactly as described. It's a bit more liberal in its story building, I would say.
Well, if there are any points in this that are wrong, I'd be more than happy to listen to them. I have nothing planned for the day.
Well, to start off with, we aren't exactly warriors against tyranny. We are kind of assisting the lordship here, so...
So
In the
you're
hopes.
for tyranny.
No, obviously, but as far as we have come to establish, it isn't exactly a tyrannical rule here yet, but...
I can't even tell if they're referring to this nation. Everything is so vague here.
Exactly, my exact thought as well. It's a bit all over the place, in the sense that we don't exactly tell him what to write. Oh my goodness, there's a moth in here.
That's just weird, considering it is daytime. How did it get in
That's
here?
entirely true. Either way, let's just avoid it. It's become a nuisance, if anything, for us.
Understood. So,
Sir.
what brings you up to the Fallen Keep?
Well, we actually were sort of tracking a individual who was sort of taken from Moroth and brought here, as far as we knew, against her will, although she is sort of working with the Lordship now. So, but we are just trying to get a meeting with her, and we're helping the Lordship to do so until then.
Well, kidnapping by the government could technically be classified as tyranny.
You're not wrong. However, as far as we've become aware, it wasn't exactly a kidnapping, but we don't exactly have all the information, which is why we'd like to speak with the individual specifically.
So she left, and you thought it was a kidnapping. You find out it wasn't a kidnapping, she just left without telling you.
No. Yeah.
There were
I guess I didn't exactly describe it as well as I could have. She was kidnapped. However, the person who had done the kidnapping was not exactly aligned with the government here, I would say. And now she is in good hands, and that's all we wish to be aware of. Apparently she likes it here, but we need to make sure of that for ourselves.
Oh, okay. And so you are just coming up to make sure she is okay? You're not actually ancient warriors here to battle back darkness, wielding legendary weapons?
If you call this old axe I found in a cave somewhere legendary, then sure, but we're not exactly a battling darkness, so you say.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, I personally am just here on a diplomatic mission. We are starting to branch out from up north, and wanted to see some of the southern nations. And the Fallen Keep was one of the first ones we came across, and so we decided to start talking.
Of course. I had heard that you were expanding, or at least in diplomatic talks.
Yes, I might have used the wrong word than expanding. Sorry, this isn't
No,
my
it's
first.
all right.
Yes, everything right now is just communication. Just trying to make alliances. We've had some recent changes in leadership, and they thought we should be a little bit more open.
Makes sense to
To
me.
extend your reach. That's perfectly normal.
Again, that seems very forward. It's really much more of just learning about other customs and other communities.
Makes sense. Who have you talked to specifically from here, then?
Mainly Johnnies. They don't really seem to like actually talking to people. They just send skeletons to talk, which is
Yes,
be
that's
honest,
something we found
very-
as well.
it's very unnerving. I was not prepared for this at all.
It is it's a trifle in its own right sometimes.
I mean,
I
at
sup-
a certain point, it's insulting, right?
It's a little bit, at least when
Yeah.
it's someone that you believe that you should be talking to, and they don't have the time for you. But it's a process, and it's their custom, and I don't wish to stamp on it, at least at the moment, while it's not exactly harmful.
Very true. It's just frustrating, mildly.
Yes. But anyone specific? Perhaps
was-
a little drow woman.
Is that who you're looking for? A little drow woman?
Technically, yes.
I don't know. Maybe if you describe her a bit more.
Well, she is a drow woman. She has a, let me look at her picture for a second, because I haven't seen it in forever.
We've been on the road quite a
Oh, we
while.
don't have a picture anymore.
Do you not have a picture?
If it was
Ah.
there, it's not there anymore.
Danny, you read the first issue of what our writer friend.
Oh,
out.
it is his.
Yes, this is
Love.
the star-crossed lover.
There we go. It's
Though it is
interesting.
not actually that, but yes.
Okay.
It's more of just a friendly relationship. We helped her from a bad situation, and we were trying to set her on the right path within Moroth, and that was when she got taken from us. So we are just trying to make sure she doesn't get caught again.
So you brought her from one bad situation, and she immediately ended up in another one.
Unfortunately, yes, and as annoying as that sounds, it is exactly what happened.
We've not
Interesting.
had a lot of luck in our journeys.
Well, that is perfectly fine. At least she is safe now. Yes.
As far as we are aware, though that is
And-
why we are here to confirm that.
And she is here. Oh, you're here to confirm. So you're not really sure if she's here or not.
We have ways of knowing that she is here, but we are not exactly. We haven't been able to meet face to face with her.
So you're not sure if she's a prisoner or like she is a willing guest.
Correct.
It's interesting. How are you able to confirm that she is here without actually seeing her?
Well, we are a relatively magically aware party, and we have individuals in our ranks who have ways of divining locations.
And that would be, and he points to the article, your orb of ink, right? He points at Damakos.
Not necessarily the orb. I can do that myself.
Interesting. Okay. I am not nearly as skilled as you guys. I'm just, a diplomat.
I know the
Yes.
feeling. It's hard to deal with some folks when the best solutions are sometimes wrought with one's own hands.
But, Jovan, you say you're not as powerful, but don't you carry the strength of the forest in your arms?
I'm afraid that might be a bit of embellishment on his part. Physically strong as I am, there have been more than one occasion where my strength has failed me on these journeys.
Interesting.
But I, too, would like to see the one we're looking for safe and happy. They deserve as much.
So you know where she is. Well, you know she's here, but you don't know where specifically.
As far as we know, yes.
What if as a step forward in peaceful diplomacy, what if I were to offer my help?
We
Liam,
could.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Does he have the Noctiega symbol on him anywhere that we can see?
I need you to either make a perception or investigation check. So, there's a moment where he's kind of shifting, and the way his shirt, it's kind of like it's one of those V-necks that have like the tie at the top, and the way it's tied very loosely. So when he's shifting for a second, you think you see part of that symbol tattooed on his chest, but then he shifts back and the shirt covers it.
How much Velirine did I teach Zahn? Enough that if I snuck him a message, he might be able to read it?
I would say so. You guys have been studying pretty diligently.
Alright. I actually have to write the message first. Give me a second. I just thought about it. Give me a second.
So he's chatting very, very pleasantly. It seems very happy, bubbly, just kind of excited to be there. He does seem to think the whole situation with the reporter is hilarious.
It's always funny from the outside, never the inside. Would that be sleight of hand to slide him the message?
That would be sleight of hand.
Alright. Fucking fail. God damn it. It's in a language he can't understand anyway.
Cool. So you kind of take out the paper and kind of bump up against Zahn's arm a few times before Zahn kind of looks down a little bit and takes the paper from you. Overall,
I'm reading it, and I'm really not being nonchalant about it. I'm obviously reading it.
Nothing about this is subtle, but he kind of at first seems like he's almost trying to ignore it. And then when Zahn just full on disengages to read the note, there's a kind of a moment of this is fucking rude that flashes across his face, and then that just gets covered over by the big smiles.
I mean, it's a quick read, and then I'm back up. Right. So, tell me about your homeland. What's it? We don't exactly get very many drow, which is why Jethro was so curious. But now that you're branching out and learning about your other cultures, why don't we know about yours?
Well, yeah, of course. It's only good to share information. So it is mainly a land of snow, ice, and rock. So as as one must, you adapt to survive. So we are a hardy people up there. We have had some difficulties in our past, and we are trying to get over these difficulties. There have been some, what's the word? What is the word? I can't think of the word. There have been some, I don't want to say, let's say mistakes made by previous leadership in the past that we are really trying to grow out. And our leaders they read and they learned and they realized that if we keep ourselves cut off from everyone else, that is most likely going to kill our community and our nation. So we are very, very carefully trying to not be aggressive at all and trying to, just make friends with other nations.
Right. Well, you're talking about how you aren't very, magically inclined.
Yes.
Is that still is that a view of your whole sort of civilization?
I wouldn't say many people from. I wouldn't say very many people have magical skills. I don't know why. It just doesn't seem to be very uh, prominent,
Prevalent.
prevalent. It doesn't seem to be very prevalent up in the north. I don't know
Insight
why.
check.
Go ahead.
God!
Can I also try an insight check?
Yes, you can. Oh
we
my
all just check this man at this point.
Yeah, actually, yeah, everyone can. So,
This is where the gray castles shine.
Domikos, this man is hiding something.
Yep.
He is
Been around it enough.
you're picking up on the way he's talking and the way he almost deflected and how he's focusing on how friendly his nation is and how he's being very earnest, almost a little bit too earnest. This man is hiding something.
I'm going to, because I can do this shit, awakened mind to tell Zahn he is hiding something.
Cool.
So, why did you set up this sort of meeting here? What was the task you were trying to get to?
I'm trying to speak to the Lord to try and set up diplomatic relations. But they are very, I don't know, they are very vague and evasive, and every time so I don't like being too much in case, it starts an incident between our two nations. But it kind of feels like you have to be to get any sort of answer here. But every time I do, they either stonewall me or disappear and send a Johnny after me to tell me, hey, they're not going to be here today. Rules are for fun. Why
That
do they
sounds
say
true, but I want to insight
time?
check that and hopefully roll well and try to see if he's just feeding me bullshit and he knows it. Because I have a feeling I know why they put us in this room with this guy, but I don't want to infer that just yet.
Cool.
Murder.
Thank
murder,
Christ.
Murder.
While he does seem to be, he is, first of all, you can tell he's extremely upset about the Johnnies. He does not like the Johnnies at all. And whether that's just because they're fucking skeletons that are keeping talking to him or the fact that the vampires keep using them to evade questioning, it's either way, he hates the Johnnies. He's not being entirely truthful with the way that he's like here. And you can tell from kind of like there was a slight pause before he said diplomatic relations, and the way that he hopped on hating the Johnnies so quickly, almost like he wanted to change the subject.
And am I remembering this right, that they have Jethra specifically to diplomatically relate with this new group that has shown up? That was what they told me, at least, right?
That is what the Lord has mentioned, yes.
All right. So, let me tell you a bit about myself.
I would love to hear.
I have been running my family business as a noble of Moroth for, give or take, 5 to 6 years now. And I've run into many of people who don't exactly tell me everything right away, and that's normal. And because everybody has goals and what they want to have done. But I've grown very tired of it lately, because these vampires have pushed me to the brink, like you said, with how vague they are, and it's rather annoying. However, I very much would like to finish what I've started here, so I can assure my friend's safety, and then move on to a much more pressing task that I have put off for too long. So I'd like you to tell me the straight, honest truth on why you are here. And who you've talked to. Because I know for a fact that Jethra is the diplomatic person that you most likely have been talking to, if you have been talking to them. And if you haven't, then why would you be put in a room with us?
Well, Zon, first of all, I've never met. I assume Jethra is the drow woman.
Insight check. Because I
Sam.
didn't the last time. God damn it! I have rolled like 4 2s. 4!
Can I try an insight check as well?
At this point, as far as you can tell, Zon, he hasn't met Jethra. Like the name, and you can tell this when you say her name. He looks confused for a second, and from every time you've mentioned drow woman, there's no recognition going across his face at all. Like almost as if he wasn't aware there was a drow woman at this place until you brought her up. And I've been trying to talk to people. I've been saying, hey, I am a diplomat. Let me talk to the Lord. And that, you know how hard it was for me to get in here? Apparently you need an invitation.
Yep.
Yep.
We all will.
Indeed.
I had to go to some weird doctor vampire who kept trying to experiment on me.
Ah, so you've met Falamir.
Yes, that was his name, Falamir. He I haven't met a lot of people that I like here. I will just say that.
Right.
But I am just here to find out more about the other nations, to try and set up diplomatic relations. I'm giving it 2 more days before I move on. I miss my home.
I have a feeling you're going to want to do that sooner rather than later.
What do you mean?
Well, there's many of us here that I have described that you know have magic, and as far as I'm aware, you're part of a group that despises magic and would like to destroy it.
What?
And you can go around in circles and tell me that you're part of a diplomatic relations thing, but I do know that there is a group here in Moroth and Kel of Drow and Goliath and other beings who have been searching specifically for Jethra for some time, because she escaped from your country where she was tortured and almost killed. Her parents were taken from her, who were also killed. And while I'm trying to be truthful with you now. You have given me the runaround several times in this diplomatic relation that you're trying. And if you've talked to Jethro or not doesn't really matter at this point. You now know she's here. And if you're part of that group, you're going to try to take her back again. And I've already accomplished the task of taking her away from you and hiding her away once. And I'm not going to miss that the second time. So please, just speak honest to me, please. Because I'd rather not ruin this wonderful room.
So you are threatening me, is what you're doing.
No, he is promising that we very well might be delegates for the vampires, and if you give us the runaround, it's not beneficial to what you are wanting to pursue.
Hold on 1 second. Tortilla, don't you do it.
Do it.
Sorry, she was giving the bite look at my dog. Well, if you are going to, if the vampires have chosen such delegates as you, then I really feel that there is really nothing to be gained diplomatically from here. So I will maybe just have to move on. He stands up, tosses the paper down on the table, and Zon, just because somebody is not willing to give you every detail of their life doesn't mean they're trying to hide. I have never heard of Jethro. Hold on. You... She's testing me.
Insight check. Last time.
Cool.
I know
I feel
he's
like
fucking
Namiko's
lying,
would as well.
but I need confirmation.
Can we just...
Thank Christ.
So, as far as you can tell, he has never heard the name Jethro. And if he did, he was not aware that she was down here. He seems legitimately confused by that fact.
Damn. I've been an asshole this whole time.
So, unfortunately, I have to say our business is concluded. You guys all have a wonderful day. I hope that whatever is bothering you gets better. And have a wonderful day. And he just walks past you guys. Leaving you in a room with a page flipped open where the top line of it is Warriors Against Tyranny.
Well. Well, that could have gone better.
I like that. You should show this side of you more often.
Don, do you want
Yeah.
me to follow him?
You can do whatever you wish. I mean, if he is supposedly... We were supposed to diplomatically relate with this person. I don't know how they planned for that to be a success. If that was our job, because we are not diplomats, and we are far from that. I don't understand what their reasoning to set up this meeting with this person was with us. Maybe they just wanted us to shoo him away, and that if that was the case, then mission accomplished.
Didn't they say they just wanted us to size him up?
I have no idea what
I don't
they want.
remember
They wanted us to
What they
discuss something, but I don't know what they planned for us to discuss with this drow individual who isn't from here, has no relation to us, and wanted to be a diplomat, apparently, when he so thoroughly has... Every other contact we've had with this group has been the opposite of that, so... Let's maybe wait here a moment and hope that that wasn't our meeting. And if it was, then we need to start thinking about why we're here and other solutions.
So, as you guys are standing, or I guess sitting if you'd like,
Yeah.
in this now empty meeting room, Kara, your words do ring true. You guys were supposed to have a little just discussion with the guy and then size him up. Okay, 1 second.
We sized him up all right.
I mean,
Up and out the door.
Yep. He's not willing to play ball.
if they wanted information on him, we could have told them that beforehand. He's part of a group that doesn't like magic. You guys are like 90% magic, so
It's true.
you live on top of a magical kingdom that has sunken into the ground.
You are vampires. You're practically magical creatures.
She's in timeout. So,
Can I actually...
Baby jail.
Was there anything, threatening about him, magically or martially wise?
as far as you could tell, no. He was in just a simple He was in simple clothing. Even for a diplomat, his clothing seemed to be a little bit more common than really fanciful.
And he didn't look like jacked underneath, and he's gonna
No. In fact,
take off the robe and be a fucking monk or some shit.
He kind of
Know
looked
that.
like Damokos could beat him in a fist fight.
Oh.
Okay.
Wolf.
I'm fine.
Especially with that strength score. Okay.
And we know that since he had that symbol on him, he probably doesn't practice magic, so...
I had to scroll far up in my fucking notes to find.
Oh, we did get a good look at his hands on the paper. Did it look like he had the traditional scarring that Jethro had on his hands as well, or her hands as well?
His hands look like they didn't really see a hard day's work.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
Cool.
Please continue.
So, after you guys are sitting there for a little bit, and there really doesn't seem to be anybody else coming to this meeting room.
I think that was our meetings on.
Well, let's go find Butler friend and see if we can get an actual meeting with the Lord now, so we can finish what we started. Or find out why that was even a thing.
Cool. So as you guys walk out, I need 2 people to give me perception checks.
I'll try.
Yes, please don't make me roll anymore.
I'll do the other one.
So, when you guys walk out, Joven, you're looking around and you notice that there is a Johnny who seems to be walking a little quickly away from the meeting room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other Johnnies around?
There's some stocking shelves. But this one seems to be heading towards the stairs.
And I see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to... Fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to look at it, almost lock eyes, start marching over, as I'm like, "Oh, Johnny, a citizen requires assistance."
Immediately.
What the hell are you doing?
Immediately. Every Johnny, so there's about 6 Johnnies near you, swarm on your location.
Oh
Including the
Oh,
one
good
that was
lord.
heading towards the stairs.
Oh no.
And they're all just kind of similar, and they're all kind of just surrounding Joven, asking him for what he needs in kind of a whispery librarian voice.
Why did you do this?
no! What? How horrifying! What the hell?
Why?
Hey, citizen.
Why? Why did you do this to us?
Echoing.
Now,
Good day,
were the
good
questions
day,
from
good
the
day.
Johnnies all at the same time, or were they good day, good day, good day, good day? So,
So yeah, they were more good morning, what can we do for you? just often like
Oh god.
one after the other.
Oh god.
So now Jovan is surrounded by Johnnies, all kind of staring at him expectantly.
And the one that was kind of moving
Mixed
at
up in the crowd.
double time towards the staircase. Was it near this room?
It immediately joined the group of Johnnies and is lost in the crowd.
Oh, I know.
You're not
It's
sure
this-
which one is.
but
the
from
one
its
that you were looking
the
for.
location I saw it when it was moving away.
Yeah, it was near the meeting room.
I need some assistance remembering a bit of a conversation. Could one of you please recite what you might have heard from inside that room?
We don't listen to conversations unless we hear the word Johnny.
I'm almost tempted to roll an insight check on each of,
On a skeleton?
on each of them.
Oh man.
Oh boy, this is not quite how I.
Is there only one staircase?
There is only one staircase going down.
Can I shuffle around and go wait at the bottom of the staircase? I don't
Yeah.
want to be in the skeleton swarm.
I'm gonna try and roll an insight check.
Oh
Sure.
man.
Only
If
one of
any of
them was. There was only one of them speaking, but yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Goddamn skeleton.
So, from what you can tell, these all look to be Johnnies. They, none of them really seem overly suspicious. They all they're just waiting for like a request.
Okay, I need to take care of this because this is absurd and I don't even know why you did this in the first place. And I'm just gonna like go down the line. You find me all the books on the Weeping Martyr in the level 2 area and above and put them aside for me for when I need them. You, I need everything on Velirine within the level 2 library for when I need them and put them aside.
I'm sorry. What do you mean by Velirine?
The whatever lands were here before the Fallen Keep, or whatever the Fallen Keep came from, if that's a possibility.
Are fairy tales acceptable?
Yes, they are.
The two that you spoke to kind of shuffle off. There's four left.
I'm trying
You,
to
I
watch
need-
any of them for any sign of deviation.
I need you to find me everything about the moon fog within the level 2 library and put it aside for me for whenever I need it. You. Find me everything about the Drow Empire to the north and put it aside for me whenever I need it. And you go find the butler and come get him here.
I'm sorry, but unless the butler is in the library, we're not allowed to leave the library.
Alright. Is there anyone named, Eric or... Fuck, I had the name. I was just looking at it. Now I've lost it.
It keeps disappearing from your page.
It's because my page is tiny while I'm streaming, and I have to like scroll a lot. Is there anyone named Eric or Siegfried or Jermia within the library right now that you know of?
I can take a look. We don't have people register when they come in, but I can ask.
Okay. Well, if any of them are also, if any of them are here, let them know that I want to see them and bring them to me if you can. Or if the head scholar is here, I want to see him as well.
The Johnnies all kind of like disperse to do their tasks.
All right. You're welcome. Why did you do that in the first place?
One of them was trying to make a break for it.
It was probably put on some sort of task.
Well,
That-
I'm sorry.
Where would they make a break for? What does that even mean?
In case they weren't really a Johnny.
Well, Yeah, I assume you got your wish because they all came here and they were definitely all Johnnies. So
I am
if you were
just-
right, it would have been very cool. However, I don't like these Johnnies, and it just made it very annoying.
I am beginning to quite sympathize with our former delegate.
I was very sympathetic with him, but I also am very against what he believes in, so it's a confusing situation. Either way, let's go find our butler friend so we can figure out what the hell that meeting even was supposed to be.
So, as you guys head down the stairs, Zon, as you pass by the desk, the skeletal Johnny stands up and goes, Zon, Nazvarik,
Yes.
please come here.
Okay.
Sounds in trouble.
So, when you approach the desk, the Johnny sits down and looks up. So, we can only have a total of 4 books on hold for you.
That is fine. Just find whichever ones are the most relevant to the tasks that I handed out, and put them aside for me if you could, please.
We will do our best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all that you do. And now I will leave, without saying anything else.
Cool. Johnny, just as soon as you disengage from the conversation, the Johnny just kind of leans back and just relaxes.
Slacker.
Well, I mean, the magic left them.
Oh, I know. Skeletons are slacker. Yeah, let's go do what I just said we were gonna do.
Cool. So, you guys, are you guys heading to your rooms?
Yeah, because I assume that's where the butler guy's gonna be, hopefully.
So you guys do actually run into the butler on your way there. He seems to be he's carrying a small treasure chest, like a small chest. He sees you and goes, "Oh, is there anything you needed?"
Yes, we are very confused on why we were meeting with that person, and what the point of it was.
Oh. The fuck is going on in my house tonight? And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear. You were to meet with the delegate, do some small talk, really just kind of approach as another delegation here to see the Lord, and then report back on your opinions and really what you thought of the other delegate. Why? Did something go wrong?"
Well, no, not in that sense, but we do have some very strong opinions about him, if that's what you are wondering about.
Excellent. If you wouldn't mind, could you write them down? Our Lord is quite busy. Will be quite busy tonight when they wake up. They won't be able to see you until the next day, unfortunately.
That's fine, as long as what we were told would be set up for us is actually done so once we finish this task.
Absolutely.
I will have it prepared, and whenever you come back around to serve food next, we will provide it for you.
Absolutely. And, ma'am, if I may ask, can you stop your friend from chewing on the furniture?
I don't know. Can you stop our friend from chewing on the furniture?
Kelvin, stop chewing on the furniture. No, I'll give him something to chew on.
Called for.
I'll give him something to chew on.
My thanks. Is there anything else?
No, that was all we needed for the moment.
Fantastic. If you are bored, I'm sure there's other things to do around here. There's plenty of vampires who need help. There's a reporter who's been trying to get an interview with you, but every time he approaches me, you happen to be not in.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you just this once, and it's try to keep this between us, and hopefully not spread it. Whenever that man comes around, even if we're here, say that we're off doing something.
Understood.
Thank you.
He nods, kind of looks around for anything else, and then continues on.
All right.
Literally about to say the same thing. We
I
just
guess
always not be in.
I will spend whatever time I have left with this day writing up this very strongly worded report on this individual and the known group that he associates with, and then spend whatever left of the day with searching for fucking Eric and all of his random personas.
Cool. What's everyone else doing?
Someone assist me with finding this person.
I would like to
Because I will
be
roll low, and I know it's happening.
I would like to help and find this person to put my paranoia at ease.
It's the group as... Excuse me, hold on. This is the group as a whole looking for Eric.
We don't have anything from him, do we?
No. The only thing you have...
I do. I have a resurrection potion that he gave me I stole from him. That he gave me a long time ago.
But
I don't know. Noodle might have a strong sense of smell. Might be able to help, and he'll get his exercise.
True.
I'm gonna
could
fix.
just eat the potion.
You want to sick the hound on him.
I'm gonna fix whatever he broke, and then see if he wants to stretch his legs a little bit.
Cool.
I say let's sick the hound on him.
So, because the potion has been... Has the potion been in the bag of holding or on your person?
It's had been on my person. I never put the resurrection potion in the bag of holding.
Gotcha. Okay, so since it's been with Zon most of the time, and it has picked up Zon's scent over Eric's, I'm going to give Noodle a survival check to try and track down the scent, but it's going to be at disadvantage.
Oh, what Noodle's survival is.
It's alright, I'll roll it. That was high. And that was not. So Noodle sniffs at the potion and then kind of stands next to Zon.
Huh.
You didn't put that in
I
the
didn't
bag.
expect much. No, I didn't put it in the bag. You think I would put something this important in the bag? It needs to be out quickly. If I wanted to save someone's life, I need this quickly.
This is fair. And Zon, this Eric guy is the one we met previously, right?
Yes, he also goes by possibly Jermia or Siegfried, which was the academy guy from Moroth.
Are you sure they're the same person?
It's possible. I can't confirm it, but I've seen Eric around here, which leads me to suspicion that possibly he's some form of shapeshifter, or he's just invincible somehow, or he wasn't dead when we found him. And that's really weird. Also, Siegfried apparently doesn't exist, because no one knows who he is, even though we know he's most likely here. And they're most likely the scholar
Eric,
of this place.
Probably find out where he is.
Maybe I'm Oh wait, no, never mind. I was misremembering.
But he's most likely the scholar here, since no one seems to ever be able to track him, and his name and face are blurry to people, because he probably changes his form constantly, and will make it nearly impossible to find him, but possible, and should be at the top of our list, I think, because he could answer a lot of questions we have.
So, I need, since the group as a whole is hunting Eric, I need 2 either investigation or survival checks.
I'm not good at either of those, and I've rolled low all night, so someone else do that. I've rolled 2 things above 15, and then like 10 below 10.
Insight. I
Damn
thought
it.
we were doing investigation.
I clicked the wrong button.
I've got a 4 in investigation. So I can do it, I guess.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank Christ. God.
Cool. So, you guys, while you're kind of like walking and talking about the need to find Eric, Kara, at one point you look up and crossing by a hallway about 60 feet away from you, you make eye contact with Eric. He looks at you, and there's this moment where like recognition hits both of you guys at once, and then he just fucking dips, just starts sprinting down the hallway, and that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
motherfucker!
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Fuck the cops. Wear a fucking face mask. Social distance, assholes. I don't want to deal with this quarantine anymore.
God
And we
damn
got
it,
anything
I
else?
leave to fucking pee for 2 goddamn seconds. And I'm hearing Dip and Eric coming around corners. Fucking... Fuck me.
One of us has haste.
Bye, guys.
Hold on, I gotta put all the stupid shit. Fucking god
Yeah.
damn it.
Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube.
Yeah, don't literally fuck cops without consent.
Yeah. No, don't do that. That's right.
But they will fuck you without consent, so, you know, fuck them.
That's right.
Bye.
Please.